Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 21 of your favorite sports show out, Highly Opinionated. I'm your co-host, Josh, the best co-host in the game. What's up, Tim? How you doing, my brother?
Hey, what's up with you?
Everything good with you, bro?
Yeah, I can't complain.
Good. NFL playoffs, wild card. We just got finished wrapping up. We on to the national championship in college football. Some good times in football land, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, the best producer in the game, Mr. Ross. What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
I'm good, Josh. How you feeling?
I'm good, man. Everything good with you?
Yeah, I can't complain. Like you said, it is one of the best times for sports and football, but sadly, it also means it's almost at an end. So we're gonna have to enjoy it while it lasts. Hopefully, we get some good football games.
Absolutely, man. You got to cherish it while it's here. Cherish it while you got it, because just like that, it'll be February. Well, for the college kids, it'll be the national championship on Monday, and for the NFL, the season will be over in February. So definitely enjoy it while we have it. Everybody, we want to thank you guys for watching last week's show. Appreciate the love and support you guys give us every week. Thank you for tuning in to this week's show. We aim to please. We aim to be the best out. We appreciate all the comments. Like I said, always, all comments are good comments. Whether we like them or we don't like them, we reply back. Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, etc. So we appreciate you guys for the support and working out. We striving our way to be the best sports show you guys consume on a weekly basis.
Yes, sir.
Ross, let them know where they can follow us on socials, my brother.
Of course, follow us on Instagram at highly opinionated __ and follow us on X at highly O_SS. And of course, you're already on YouTube watching this. So like Josh said, go ahead, subscribe, leave a comment, like. We will comment back. Me, Josh, and Tim, all individual, will comment back. We like the engagement. So yeah, keep going.
Absolutely. Tim, ready to get episode 21 started? We got a jam-packed show for him, bro.
Yeah, let's get it, bro.
Let's get it. So let's start, as we always do. College football recap, semifinals. College football. You had you had Ohio State versus Texas, and you had Notre Dame versus Penn State. Let's start with the Ohio State and Texas game. Ohio State won 28-14. I would say a defensive type of game for the most part. Both teams showed that they got good defenses. Ohio State. Will Howard, 24-33, 289 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Junkins, the running back, 9 attempts, 36 yards, 2 touchdowns. This game for me, watching Quinn Ewers, quarterback for Texas, I never felt like he got into a rhythm. He never could get into a feel of the game for me. And I felt like Ohio State and that defense took advantage of that. They obviously knew Quinn Ewers because Quinn Ewers originally attended Ohio State before transferring out of Ohio State to come to Texas. So I think the Ohio State defense, along with the team, is playing hot. They're playing well, like you said, and that's why they beat Texas in my mind. What says Tim?
Yeah, man. I mean, Quinn Ewers, man, he played like the first 2 letters of his last name. He was ill. He was bad. He was bad, man. So that I thought he would have to play his best game of the season. He didn't play his best game of the season. And what really changed the game was they finally got a drive right before half, 13 seconds left. They give up a screen pass for 60-plus yards. And that really changed the whole –
took it right to the house.
Trayvon Henderson. That really changed the whole momentum of the game. Shout out to Ohio State. Shout out to Ryan Day.
Yeah, much needed for Ryan Day. This run for him, he's 1 win away from the national championship. And that was with 29 seconds left. Will Howard, 75-yard pass to Henderson after Texas had tied the game with 34 seconds left to make it 7-7. Ohio State came down and took that momentum 14-7. Now, Texas did tie the game up 14-14, but I agree with you. That felt like that screen really took the air out of Texas. It didn't happen all in one moment, but I felt like it took the air out of Texas. And Ohio State, those Buckeyes, man, they're going to the national championship. Who will they play? Well, they'll play the Fighting Irish or Notre Dame. Notre Dame defeated Penn State 27-24. And what I felt like was arguably the best game of the tournament. College football playoff so far. Riley Leonard, 15 to 23, 223 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. He also had 35 yards on the ground with 1 rushing touchdown. Julian Love, the running back for Notre Dame, 45 yards, 1 touchdown. Penn State, Drew Aller, I felt like he played terrible. He was 12 or 23, 135 yards, but the running backs for Penn State kept them in the game, Singleton and Allen. And that, again, I felt like both teams had a not stout defense, but both teams played good defense when they needed to. So congratulations to the Notre Dame Fighting Irish on winning this game. And it's ironic. Brian Kelly left Notre Dame to go to LSU because he felt like he couldn't win a national championship at Notre Dame. That'd be real ironic. Real ironic if Marcus Freeman, the assistant on his staff, can lead Notre Dame to their first national championship since 1988.
Yeah, man, I told you I like this Notre Dame team for like the last couple of weeks. I just feel like it's one of those teams for them, and they got like the right pieces in place. They got a veteran quarterback that played in a lot of games. He's mobile. He can throw it. And I just felt like, you know what I'm saying, they battled some adversity. I thought they got a bad pass interference call that led to one of the Penn State touchdowns, but they battled back from it. And Drew Aller is what I thought, you know what I'm saying, he pretty average quarterback, and late in the game he threw a bad interception. Me personally, I don't even know why they was trying to. I probably would have played for overtime just because where they was at on the field and how much time was left. And they wasn't really doing. He didn't complete no passes to a wide receiver the whole day. So, you know what I'm saying, that would have also helped in my play calling as well. But I think Franklin kind of did him a disservice. But shout out to Notre Dame. Shout out to Marcus Freeman.
Nah, yeah, you're right. He didn't complete a pass to a wide receiver at all, which is terrible because Penn State should have 3 or 4 star at least, or maybe even 1 5-star wide receiver. I thought they had the Fleming kid I thought Fleming from Ohio State transferred to Penn State. So, yeah, I'm not the biggest Drew Aller fan. I'm not the biggest James Franklin fan either. At some point in time, James Franklin got to win the big game. Now, these wins that Penn State had to get to this game, again, we're not going. Man, you have already stated our differences on the playoff. That's fine, but they beat SMU at home, and then they played Boise State. That's not exactly murderous road to get to the semifinal. So James Franklin eventually is going to have to win big games, but I'm not going to put all this on him. In fact, I won't put majority on this him at all. He's a coach; he'll get some blame. This on the players, and this mainly on Drew Aller, like you said, that terrible ass interception across the field, bro. What are you doing? Like, why are you doing this? You knew it was wrong when you thought about doing it. So why did you do it? You knew better, and it cost his team the game. He's coming back to college next year, and he definitely needs to come back to college next year. Hopefully, Penn State can get some wide receivers, bro. You got to throw the ball to wide receivers in these games, Tim. You know that.
For sure.
The national championship game, Monday, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN. You have the number 6 seed Ohio State Buckeyes versus the number 5 seed Notre Dame Fighting Irish. This game will be in Atlanta, Georgia, the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. Ohio State's favored by 8.5. The over-under is at 46.5. Then we start off with 134 FBS schools competing for a national championship. Not all 134 schools are competing for a national championship, but you guys get the drift. We're down to 2. Who will be hoisting the national championship trophy Monday night, Tim? Ohio State or Notre Dame?
So before I get my pick, right, remember I told y'all lower seed was going to win this thing? I told y'all this, you know what I'm saying?
He did say that.
It's all right, you know what I'm saying? But to get to this point, man, I think everybody think Ohio State's going to win the game, and I see why, but I think Notre Dame figures out the way to win this game. I think Riley Leonard makes a play with his legs. Once again, like he always makes a play late in the game. I think they're going to try to, I'm not going to say bully Ohio State, but I think they're going to be the more physical team because they're not as talented as Ohio State on the outside in particular. But they do have playmakers. They're just not as talented as them. So I think they're going to just try to make it a little bit more physical, try to slow the game down, play possession, play field position. And I think they'll figure out the way to win the game at the end. So give me Notre Dame.
Notre Dame Fighting Irish will be the national champion, according to Tim. Man, that's a tough one because I ain't gonna lie. Listening to you, I definitely I definitely like what I'm saying from this Notre Dame team. They fight. That's one of the characteristics I like in certain players and certain teams, that they fight, they grind, they got grit, they physical. I'm not saying they're the Eagles, but they kind of remind me of the Eagles in a little bit. Now the Eagles are more talented than Notre Dame, but you know what you're gonna get from the offense and defensive line. They're gonna be physical, they're gonna be nasty up front, they're gonna do what they need to do. And I can see why you picked Notre Dame. I'm gonna take Ohio State for this reason. What happened at Ohio State, the last regular season game. I felt like that loss against Michigan. I felt like, let me say it like this. Nick Saban said this on College Game Day a couple days ago. He was like, most people don't remember we lost to Auburn but won the national championship. I had to actually go back to look what year that was, because he's actually right. Like, they did lose to Auburn and went on to win the national championship. So I think that when you lose to your rival, especially in these times, you get a second chance for reprisal, I should say, and you get a second chance at life. I'm gonna take Ohio State in a close one. I'm agreeing with you, bro. Like, to the point, I'll say this: if me and you decide to bet on the game, I'm not all the way 100% confident Ohio State just going there, walk in and walk out. Nah, this Notre Dame team, they show heart, they show fight, they show passion, and they play for that coach Marcus Freeman. And shout out to Marcus Freeman. The Bears want to interview him.
Yeah. So
that tells you how good of a motivator he is, man. So I'm gonna take Ohio State, bro. But I get why you take Notre Dame. That's not a bad pick at all, bro. Not a bad pick at all. So Tim has Notre Dame. I have Ohio State squeaking out. Those are our national championship game predictions. Before we take a break here on Highly Opinionated, we just wanted to send everyone here at Highly Opinionated wants to send their best wishes to the people out there in California dealing with those drastic and dangerous conditions with the wildfires. We want to send our best love and best way we can to you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can donate anything you can, please donate to the American Red Cross to help everyone that's going through terrible and trying times during these wildfires. Again, please, everyone, donate to the American Red Cross. You're watching Highly Opinionated. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, this episode of Highly Opinionated is sponsored by Wolves of War. In some of the episodes, you can see my co-host and Ross wearing a brand called Wolves of War. Wolves of War is our first sponsor, ladies and gentlemen, and we are so thankful to have those guys sponsoring Highly Opinionated. Thank you very much. The actual meaning of Wolves of War is that it represents having a strong path behind you through the battles of life. With the right people behind you, you can get through anything. You guys see the link for Wolves of War? Make sure you guys click on the link, shop, great apparels, t-shirts, sweatsuits, whatever you want, they have. Once again, Wolves of War. Make sure you guys go shop. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Highly Opinionated. As you can see, we have a special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the great Keith to Highly Opinionated. What's up, Keith? What's going on, bro?
Everything's good, man. Thank you for having me on here. I really appreciate it, So
we appreciate you for coming and sharing your time and sharing your love for sports with us, man. We appreciate you, man. You're doing a lot of great things out here in this world, brother. I've known you since we was yay high.
Right.
Keep striving to be great, bro. Keep striving to set a foundation for people who can look up to, man, and keep being great, bro. Trust me. As much as people say as much as I try to say people might look up to me, bro, you're younger than me, yo, and I hold you in high regard, bro. You're doing your damn thing, bro. So keep it up.
Yeah, I really appreciate that, man. I remember how it was like growing up, like Joff is like always like with the older dudes like hooping. So yeah, man, everything was cool, man. So I definitely appreciate those words though.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Again, we appreciate you coming on. We appreciate having you. Sam, you can start us off, bro.
So, I mean, just give us a little background about what you got going on, if you feel like it.
Yeah, for sure. So for the most part, man, like I just be out here, I'm in Georgia right now living my life. But
okay.
One thing that that I'm pretty involved in, we have this group on Facebook. I'm pretty sure like some people may know about it, but it's called Black Gamers United, right? It's about like 12,000 people in there. But it's like a community of like gamers. We all Black, and there's like people from like different like gaming industries involved. So it's just like a community where I create like content for, and like me and my friends get together and do stuff like that. So Yeah, that's going pretty well. So other than that, man, I just been living my life, dog. Like, working like everybody else.
I hear that. How long have you guys been doing the Gaming Society? How long? Better yet, not long. Not how long have you guys? How long have you been doing it?
Well, we started in like 2020.
Okay.
And so it's been about like 5 years now, but it just grown like to the point where like we got like a network of different streamers, got them affiliated to Twitch, stuff like that, and it just like keeps me like up on my like graphic design skills too.
Gotcha.
So it gives me an outlet for that. So it's a pretty good community though, man.
Gotcha. Go ahead, sir.
Black. It's called Black. What is it? Black Gamers United.
Black Gamers United. Yeah. They're on Facebook. So
on Facebook. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You can go ahead, JD.
Okay, I got you. So you guys play all games and Black Gamers?
Yeah, I mean, everybody plays their young games. Like I think last week we hosted a tournament. It was like a Tekken tournament. We had like 12 people in there. The winner got like $720 or something like that. So,
wow.
We just organize events like gaming tournaments, things like that.
Gotcha. And all games.
Yeah.
It could be Madden, 2K,
yeah, whatever it is. Madden, 2K, Fight Night, whatever you want it to be.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so
I have a son who's a gamer. I'm sure when he gets of age, he would love to join that club. I'm sure when he gets of age, he would love to join. He plays the game all the time, so that's definitely good.
Yeah, and it's you meet a good network of people, man. Different CEOs are in there too, so you get to kind of like get little inside scoops on like gaming news. Excuse me. So it definitely has its pros.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why that actually was going to be my question. Like, have you met anybody like connection wise that will help like with your graphic design type of business? You know what I'm saying? Have you met anybody that can help you go further, or anybody reached out to get graphic design from you from the group?
So like me, like I usually like look for people to like network with and like work with. So so really it's like more like freelancing on my part. Because honestly, I do it on the side as a gig, right? So like I like to do it. It's creative,
right?
But I also work and everything too. So I have a life to live. So it's like, hey, But I mean, it's cool though. It's definitely worth my time and investments. So yeah,
absolutely. Again, Keith, just want the audience to know. What's the name of the group you're in again, so the audience can know?
It's called Black Gamers United.
Black Gamers United. So on Facebook, ladies and gentlemen, you make sure you join that group. You said you guys be on YouTube and Twitch as well.
Yeah, Instagram, and TikTok for right now, but they'll be also on Facebook too. So
okay, yeah. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great thing you guys got going on, man. Anyway, we can help at Highly Opinionated. We're willing to help, brother. Just say the word and you got it. You know it.
For sure.
Absolutely. Well, since we have you here on Highly Opinionated, I see three important things behind you. I see a Sean Taylor picture behind you. I see a Muhammad Ali picture on the other side of you, Rumble in the Jungle. And more importantly, I mean, I can't hide it. You can't hide it. I see the Baltimore. Look like that's a Baltimore Ravens hoodie on that you have on. So I guess I gotta ask the dumb question aloud. Who's your favorite football? Who's your favorite football team?
I mean, it's definitely the Ravens. That's the home squad. That's the home team, ride or die. Gotcha. But like I was saying, I do got family from like DC. Shout out to DC, Maryland, Virginia, the whole DMV. So it's a little Redskins / Commanders, fans in there too. So I got to represent, man.
Sam, you go ahead and take this out. I'm commanded out. So go ahead, Sam. I'm good.
So my question would be, you confident this week about the Ravens?
As far as how we performed, or you talk about looking forward to next week?
I ain't really want to talk about Pittsburgh. Everybody in America thought y'all beat Pittsburgh, but this is the game we wanted to see. Everybody wanted to see the rematch So how confidently do you feel about this rematch?
I mean, the Ravens is going to get it done. I'm confident. This is what everybody wanted to see. So, we got the MVP over there, and he gonna make it happen. So, yeah.
MVP. So obviously, you disagree with me and Tim. Me and Tim have Josh Allen as our MVP. You obviously, I'm assuming you must have Lamar Jackson as your MVP. So me and Tim have stated the reason why we think Josh Allen should be the MVP. Here's your chance. Why do you think Lamar Jackson should be the MVP?
It's a good question. So if you're just talking about total yards, touchdowns, and interceptions, Lamar Jackson is leading him in those stats for this year. But also, just like how Lamar puts the team on his back consistently throughout his whole career. So it's more like a longevity thing for me too. But like, there's nobody better than Lamar right now, and that's really how I look at it. Now, I do like Josh Allen. He cool, but I don't know. He just don't got that it factor like Lamar does.
Okay. Gosh, go ahead, Tim.
So I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been on Facebook. I've been debating with Ravens fans for like 2 weeks now, right? So I'm just a little lost, right? So
okay.
Last year, Josh Allen had better stats, right?
Mm-hmm.
But y'all told me Lamar, he won more games, and basically that was the difference. He won more games, right? So now this year we back to who got the better stats, right? So, but I think like most valuable means like the most important player on that team. And I can make the case in the Ravens case, Derrick Henry is the most important player on that team. And I'm gonna tell you why. Every time the Ravens lose, when I turn on any channel, they always say Derrick Henry didn't get enough touches. You can watch any channel during the day or night. They will tell you Derrick Henry didn't get enough touches.
Okay.
On the other hand, right? When Josh Allen didn't lose, I don't hear nothing about James Cook didn't get enough touches.
Mm-hmm.
If Josh Allen didn't get it done or they just lost. So to me, that kind of like it takes MVP votes away from him because he has Derrick Henry. Just like last year, the 49ers, they had Purdy and McCaffrey. Y'all said McCaffrey, some of his votes going to go to Purdy and vice versa. Why is it just different this year? Because it's Lamar? All right.
I mean, if you want to say like Derrick Henry is helping the team win, yeah. But Lamar, we didn't have Derrick Henry last year, and we were in the AFC Championship.
You're right.
So, I mean, we haven't even gotten there yet this year. So, let's see. We still got time to see, but Lamar has elevated his game from last year.
Do you? Yeah. I know you can go next, JD. My fault.
I'm agreeing with him. Tim, you can actually take the next question. I'm just agreeing with you, Keith. I actually agree with both of y'all. Lamar Jackson has definitely elevated his game. I feel like he's gotten better consistently year after year after year. He wasn't the best thrower. He's worked on that. Does he miss throws? They all miss throws. You found me? We all, whether it's Baker Mayfield or Patrick Mahomes, they all miss throws. So we get that. Now, Tim, I'll give you this. I got Derrick Henry stats in front of me for the regular season. Derrick Henry, 325 rushes, over 1,900 yards, 5.9 yards per rush, and 16 rushing touchdowns. So basically, he was a good game away from being in 2000, the same thing that Saquon Barkley had. Saquon Barkley had 2,005 yards. Derrick Henry had 1,921. So it really wasn't that far of a gap. I know Saquon sat the last game, we get that, but I'm just saying, off of what they had, it wasn't that far of a gap. So, Tim, I'll give you that. Derrick Henry definitely helps Lamar. But for me, that shouldn't minimize Lamar as far as his development, his awareness, as far as him getting better. Now, again, when you do MVPs, you're right. Like, yeah, you have to, if you have two candidates on the team, one is going to get suppressed by the other. So I'll give you that. The reason why I think Josh Allen for me was it is because Ravens fans like to do this. So I'll play the game. Take Lamar Jackson off the Ravens. Well, I seen them make the playoffs. It wasn't like he was playing the whole season. I get that. But they made the playoffs with Tyler Huntley and should have beat the Bengals if he didn't fumble the ball on the 1 yard line. Okay. And also, if you take Lamar Jackson away from this Ravens team, they have Derrick Henry. If you take Josh Allen away from the Bills, they probably win 3 games. Like straight up, they probably win 3 games. They're not fighting to be in the playoffs. So for me, that's why my thought process was Josh Allen is the MVP.
That's fair to say. That's fair to say.
I appreciate that.
But
try to have it even better.
That's like pretty balanced. Yeah. So I would definitely say still that if he got MVP last year, and
he did better than last year,
he does better than last year. You know, it's like
no, I give you that. That's a
like
great point.
You know, if we're just talking about stats, but you make a good point with that though.
I mean. And I think we all at the end of the day we all making great points because like you're it's tomato. It's like depending on who you like. Now getting back to the game this week, when the bracket came out, this was the matchup everybody wanted. Me and Tim, I obviously picked this game later on in the show. For me, I'm just grateful that this is the matchup that we're getting. Like Sunday, last game of the divisional weekend, the 2 best quarterbacks going head to head. Not the 2 best quarterbacks in the league, but the 2 best quarterback matchup head to head for the weekend. So I definitely can't wait to see it. And to me, this is a bugaboo round for both teams. Buffalo, the past 3 years have lost in this round. Buffalo, not the past 3 years. 3 of the last 5 years they lost in this round. They lost that shootout to Kansas City with 10 seconds left. They lost 2 years ago at home to Cincinnati in the snow. And then they lost last year at home to Kansas City in the divisional round. Mm-hmm. Baltimore's had their struggle in the division round with Tennessee and more so Tennessee when they had the number 1 seed. So for me, should be a great matchup. Can't wait to see the 2 leading MVP candidates go head to head. We'll find out hopefully by the end of that game, the winner. In my mind, you're the true MVP. So if the Ravens win, Lamar Jackson, you doing your thing, you should win it. Josh Allen, you doing your thing, you should win
it. Yeah.
Go ahead, Tim.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for that game because I want to see the adjustments the Bills make because Derrick Henry really dominated the first game. So, like, I want to see, like, how they plan on containing him. And they run the defense. I mean, I know it was the Broncos, but they run the defense look way better Sunday. I know it's the Broncos, so, I mean, we can't really take that. But it still looked – they was flying and looked more consistent. They got some players back as well. So, I'm excited for that matchup. I'm the line of scrimmage, I'm watching to see who dominates that line of scrimmage because James Cook balled last week too. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like both teams got pretty good running games, and you know what I'm saying? It's going to come to whoever make the most plays.
Yeah, I think the Bills they came in, they handled business like they were supposed to. So
for sure.
A lot of the games were like kind of like blowouts, honestly. But
yeah.
But that Commanders game is nice.
That was the best game of the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is part of the conversation where I ain't got nothing to say. So y'all just keep on talking.
Yeah, that doink kick. No, but I definitely like Jaden Daniels. I like what he's doing. I like what he's doing for the team. You know, we can make an argument there that he's the MVP.
Nah, you could.
I'm not gonna lie, for like a young quarterback, like his composure though, like people gonna talk about like the yards and all that. Like I look like how you do well in like these moments. Like certain things, like certain times quarterbacks, like in them tight games, like normally quarterbacks like get speed up, like not like he just looked like he got complete control of the game. And that's what I like about him most, because I didn't think he was gonna be one of the better quarterbacks in this draft just based on how they played. But like the way Kingsbury got the system going, like it's still a college system. Like watching Washington, you see all the motions, the formation. They got Ertz at flanker. They got not Curtis Allen. They got Ertz at flanker. They got Eckler flank sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the formations get you with Washington a lot of times. Because let's be real, they talent wise, it's not that crazy. Like Terry McLaurin is good at receiver, but
Zach Ertz.
You know what I'm saying? Zach Ertz like 45. They
right.
got Kwame Brown.
Oh yeah, he went off.
De'Ami Brown.
I'm off on De'Ami.
Hey Tim, get his name right. I learned his name. De'Ami Brown. I learned his name.
But I'm just saying, like, I think that was more like how they scheme him to get open. Like,
nah, you right. You
know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think they dominant receivers. Like, if you line them up and be like, go win a matchup. But like, if I know how to scheme to get you open, like, and then the other guy, my boy, what's the last receiver? Zacchaeus. He was a practice squad player for the Eagles, but the last couple of weeks he looked like, man, he could play. So like I just like, and that's why I thought they would win the game, just because like everything just seemed like to be in their favor. Like a lot of their wins, bro.
I really thought that that's how I felt about Green Bay. I thought they was gonna come up on top, honestly, bro.
You know what's crazy? Everybody told me they like Green Bay, but nobody texted my phone to tell me what number. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody told me, oh yeah, I think Green Bay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But ain't nobody texted me. But the thing with Green Bay was I knew we would beat them because Love is like he okay to me. But like the receivers, everybody praise. Like I don't think they're that good. Like they're cool as a unit, but like you saying, we hit them. We knocked every one of their receivers out the game yesterday.
Yeah, that and Saquon went off. I thought they was going to focus on stopping him more, but
it's crazy. So watching the Eagles offense, it'd be frustrating a lot because it's like I feel like it could be so much more versatile. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like they should have really like blew out the Packers bad. Like the game looked a little closer than it should, but like sometimes like the offense to me is like we lacking like I told JD like months ago, like I still don't like the passing concepts. Like it's like it don't seem like nobody be open. You know what I'm saying? Like they know what we running. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, and Hurts missing 3 weeks ain't helped neither. You know what I'm saying? So like I knew that was gonna take a little, you know what I'm saying, a little time to get better. But like I just think the Packers, like Josh Jacobs, if you watch that game, Josh Jacobs was the only person on the Packers that came to play, if you ask me.
Josh Jacobs, yeah, right. He was the only one. Like, yeah, exactly. But then they got, their receivers were out. They ain't have enough star power. So it was like
I agree. Right. They don't.
It was like Jordan Love can't make it. He can't make it happen on his own.
No, I agree.
Yeah, for me, and we'll obviously get into this game in the next segment. But I just thought a lot of these playoff games when you watch them. Like, to me, these games are about momentum. Like, all right, so I'll go back to the Tampa Bay Washington game because that was obviously everybody know I like Tampa Bay. And let me say this before we get to that game. Congratulations to the Washington Commanders, their fans, their fan base. If there's any organization that deserves a playoff win and that has not had a playoff win, it's the Washington Commanders.
Thanks.
Shout out to my Uncle Lee Ice. You got that right, brother. I was wrong. You got that right. I owe a couple guys shout outs. I'm gonna shout the rest of those guys out when we actually go over the Commanders and the Buccaneers game. But the Commanders, their fan base deserve a win. However, I felt like the Commanders should have been up by the game was tied at halftime. The Commanders should have been up because they dominated the first half, and that's what these games come down to. When you're up, you have to dominate. You have to extend the lead, whereas they'll put pressure on that team, whereas they feel like they got to come down to score every time. And I felt like Tim said with the Packers and the Eagles, to me, the Packers and the Eagles game changed on the very first play of the game. Now, I thought Green Bay recovered the ball, but that's another subject for another day. Yeah. They gave the ball to Philly. I digress. You can't fumble on the first play of the game. That's why they gave Philly the ball, because Philly was more aggressive. You can't fumble the first play of the game. Like, bro, we've been in meetings all week, and it's a kickoff. It's not something crazy. You know it's coming. You know you're going to get hit. You fumbled on the first play of the game, and that set the mentality for the game. Let's go back to, sadly, the first game with the Chargers. The Chargers were up 6-0. They should have been up 30-0. 30-0 they should have been up. They kept playing with their food, and then certain things happened that we'll talk about that happen. All I'm saying is that you can't play with your food in the playoffs. You can do that in the regular season. Tampa Bay got down to the Saints 2 weeks ago, week 18, last week of the regular season. Okay, that's cool. They're a bad team. You can do that. You can't do that in the playoffs. You get down 10-0, 17-0, that might be the game.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So you gotta take advantage of your hot streak. You gotta take advantage of your momentum and definitely ride that out, and try to get off of that.
Yeah, they're like one of the teams where they when they make the playoffs, that they're probably gonna be one and done, but they might win a game.
Exactly, might win a game. You can hope they can win a game, but
we all know who the AFC run through.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. So,
my fault. I'm thinking.
Well, better yet.
Baltimore.
No. Better yet.
And then I had to think. I forgot.
No. Better yet. Let's let him answer that. So, Keith, who does the AFC run through?
I mean, we know it's Kansas City, but we trying to take that throne, man. We trying to take that throne. I mean, but the thing is, Baltimore, Kansas City, you got to beat them two teams. You can't beat them, you ain't gonna win.
Yeah, I would say the AFC with Mahomes, Allen, Jackson, Burrow. That probably could be the Final Four every year.
Yeah, I think Burrow was a fluke, but
to get to the Super Bowl.
I mean, I think they had a nice little run, but it's a wrap.
I think the window closed
for quite some time.
They gotta pay. Well, yeah, you could be right on that because they gotta pay T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, and they're not gonna pay both.
Yeah, they better pay the right person though.
Yeah, I think they're gonna pay the right person. I think they'll pay Jamar Chase will be the wide receiver on the Bengals. T. Higgins will be looking for a new destination. That's just my opinion on that. They better pay Jamar Chase or Joe Burrow won't want to be there, but for too much longer.
Yeah.
So obviously, listening to you got the Ravens beating Buffalo. What about the other AFC game? Houston at Kansas City.
Kansas City. Unless Houston defense come out like punching Mahomes in the face. I mean Kansas City. And then what's that dude over there and the quarterback in Houston?
CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud. Like he gotta ball out, I feel like. So because he gotta outscore Mahomes, man, and it's just too much. It's too much to like. I think it's too much of a hill for the Houston Texans to climb. You know.
Go ahead, Tim.
Yeah, I agree. I think Stroud got to be special for them to win. Like Stroud has to be special, and they got to jump on them early. Like it can't be like y'all struggling early. They struggling early because Kansas City been off for like 20 days or something. I heard. Mm-hmm. So they might start a little slow. So they got jump. Like it got to be a jump. Like they got to gang. They got to, you know what I'm saying? Like they got to gang up on them early. Like it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like let them know you here and put pressure on them. Like
right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm with you. I don't really see that happening, but I hope it's a good game. I'm hoping it's a good game.
Yeah, I would hope the Texans win just because I said the Chiefs weren't going to the AFC Championship game. I didn't think the Texans would be the team that the Chiefs played, but be none, you know, whatever that means. They this is who they plan. They're playing the Texans. I think the Chiefs are going to win, but I'll just say. I like what I saw. If you watch that Chargers-Texans game, the four best players on the field it was no offensive player. It was Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa, Danielle Hunter, and Will Anderson. If Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson show up like how they showed up on next Saturday, then yeah, the Texans can win the game because the Chiefs' tackles are not that good. And the best way to get pressure on Mahomes is to attack the tackles. Also, like Tim, you said, my brother, these guys have been off for 20-some days, so they're going to be rusty. Bro, Jalen Hurts missed 3 weeks. He was rusty. Jalen Hurts had like 30 yards at halftime. Now, obviously, Patrick Mahomes is, in my opinion, he's better than Jalen Hurts. So I expect Pat to be a little better, but he's still going to be rusty just because practice action is different than game action. So, like you said, Tim, if the Texans can come out and really like jump on them in a way and make them, you know, like make them feel them, then yeah, the Texans got a chance. But Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson Jr. They gotta be the best two. They gotta be the best players on the field.
And Stingley better play like he did last week too.
Well, he been balling out. He been all pro. He been
no. I'm saying, but like, yeah, I need all pro this game. Like, you did it versus. I need all pro this game.
Yeah, the thing about Mahomes too, man. When he gets out the pocket, it's like he extends them plays too. They gotta get him.
The game plan, keep him in the pocket. Most of the time. You don't, you know what I'm saying? Like it's the other way around, but keep him in the pocket.
Yeah, they come in the pocket. You keep him in the pocket. Now you neutralize him. You know where he at. So now it's about finding out where these other guys are.
Keep him in the pocket.
Keith, you got the Ravens and the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. I'm assuming you'll take the Ravens to get that win finally.
Yes, sir.
So you got the Ravens in the Super Bowl. Who do you think the Ravens will be playing in the Super Bowl?
I mean, Detroit's the only one that I can really see.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
What do you like about the Lions?
Oh well, for one, man, I like Dan Campbell, man, like the head coach, like because I think it starts there. Like having a good coach sets the tone for the team. Like that's what I experienced like playing sports growing up and stuff like that. So
gotcha.
But then I also like Amon Ra. I like Jamison Williams. He like started heating up towards like the end of the season.
He did,
but then he got suspended or something like that, whatever. But yeah, the Lions have a lot of nice weapons over there, especially on defense too. So,
gotcha. But yeah, again, I picked the Lions before the season started. I do like some of their weapons on defense. I like Alex Alonso. They got him back in week 18. That's a weapon for them on defense. Kirby Joseph, Tim had winning defense player of the year, if I'm not mistaken. Tim, do you have a winning defense? So that's a weapon on defense. McNeil, the defensive tackle, I like him. A clean McNeil. So if they can just hold the fort down until Hutchinson come back, hopefully they get to the Super Bowl and they can do that.
Yeah.
The teams that's left, obviously, to me, the biggest challenge to the Lions would be the Eagles. I think the Eagles are you can make a case the best or the second best team in the conference. And I think the NFC Championship game, the NFC Championship game most fans want to see is Philadelphia at Detroit.
That'd be nice. That'd be good to see.
That would be. Just like in the AFC, with whether it's the Ravens at the Chiefs or the Bills at the Chiefs. That matchup, whoever's the matchup, everybody gonna be looking at. It's gonna be Mahomes versus Allen or Mahomes versus Jackson.
Would it be in Philly or?
No, it would be in Detroit. Detroit got number one.
They got number one seed. Yes, that's right.
It would be in Detroit. So
that would be a game that I would want to go to.
Nice inside, nice conditions. You ain't got to worry about no climate. Tim love this. Tim think every playoff game should be in the dome. So, so yeah, I definitely think, and I don't necessarily disagree with Tim on that. I don't think every playoff game should be in the dome. But when you start getting to the major rounds, like a divisional conference championship, Super Bowl, yeah, they should be in domes. Yeah. Like it's baffling to me that Minnesota or the Rams have to go to the Eagles. Like breaking news, they're gonna lose. Like they're two dome teams going outside and playing a team like Tim said. Tim was being nice. The Eagles put the Packers in body bags. Like everybody that the Eagles hit, they just dropped. They literally dropped. So like, I ain't gonna lie. Let me say this. It's gonna make me sound like a coward, but I'm gonna say it on here. Tampa Bay lost to the Eagles. Tampa Bay lost to the Commanders on Sunday. I was pissed. Yeah. Everybody knows that. But when I woke up on Monday morning, I'm like, man, thank God they ain't gotta go to Philly because them boys, they gonna kill them boys. They gonna try to break a leg, break a shoulder, bro. Yeah, the Eagles safety ran into the Packers line shoulder. Man, he come back in the game.
Yeah,
he come back in the game. So it's like, yeah, I'm good. Damn that. The Eagles, man, the Eagles dying for this Super Bowl. They're like, man, we gonna die for this shit. And they doing it, bro. They man. I don't pardon my language, bro. They kicking ass and taking names later. They don't give a fuck who you are. You got the opposite jersey on, we gonna whip your ass. And that's how they carry it. So
yeah. Okay. How far you see the Eagles going, Tim?
They should go to the Super Bowl, honestly. I watched Detroit a lot this season. So watching Detroit, they're explosive on offense, but watching how they got on defense, right? They do a lot of man-to-man and blitzing, right? So that means you leaving our best other than Saquon Barkley, AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. They're pretty good, right? So if you're leaving them one-on-one on islands with corners, I just don't think that's going to be able to phase. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's a good plan versus Philly. And going zone won't work too much neither. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be right there poison to me, defensive, because I think we're going to be able to stop them. Because Philly physical. So one thing I know in football, physical travels. You know what I'm saying? Physical travel. It don't stay at home when you're on the road. Physical travels. So I think they're going to out physical them too. You know what I'm saying? They kind of like a fast break team. Like in basketball, you know what I'm saying? You got a fast break team versus a team that slow it down and want to grind it out half court. I got Shaq, but you got Steve Nash. We gonna bully you. We gonna try to out physical this game. We gonna muddy this game up so you get less possessions. And then if they not stopping Saquon Barkley, they gonna have 8-9 minute drives.
That's the X factor right there.
Not gonna be on the field as much. You know what I'm saying? And if you ain't on one thing I tell people, if you're not on the field as much on offense, and you're down, the tendency is to try to score quick. You know what I'm saying? So you eliminate the run game, you eliminate a lot of things because you're trying to catch up. You know what I'm saying? Because they get the ball 7-minute drive. So I think, and that's why I think the Philly can they can beat you either way though. Like if you want, if the defense don't show up, we can throw it around the yard too, though.
Right.
I know people think,
yeah.
I know people think that, you know what I'm saying, we can't, but like we can throw it around the yard if that's what we gotta get into. It's just most of the season.
You gotta respect it.
You know what I'm saying? Most of the season we ain't had to get into that. You can't stop 26.
So you gotta respect it. Gotta respect it.
I agree with some of what you're saying, bro. Tim, I disagree with some of it. I disagree with the physical part. Detroit's a physical team. Like I don't. You can look at the fact. See, I ain't gonna lie. That's what people look at Detroit and smoke and mirrors. Oh, JMO. Oh, look at Gibbs. Oh, they fat. Nah, bro. Dan Campbell in his first press conference said we bite kneecaps up. That set the mentality. Same thing with Harbaugh in San Diego or the LA. You want to be physical. That doesn't mean you're always gonna win, but you want to be physical. So I disagree with the fact that the Eagles are more physical.
Physical versus the Bills.
Physical against what?
Versus the Bills.
No, they lost a shootout.
That's what I'm saying. They not a physical team. Like you can have.
I disagree. I disagree with them not being physical, bro. Sometimes you get in a shootout. Physicality don't matter. Sometimes
it's nothing physical about Detroit. Like other than
I disagree with that. Their offensive line is physical.
They don't even have a physical quarterback. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, but just because you have a physical quarterback don't mean you're not physical.
No, I'm just saying
their offensive line is physical.
No, do you know who's on the Philly defensive line though? Like that's what I'm saying. Like they're not going to out physical us.
I don't know anything about Jaden Clark, Jaden.
So
I'm just saying, like
bringing to us,
huh?
And we got the best line in football, so we see the best line in every week in practice. So we not worried. I'm
not saying the Eagles. I'm not debating who has a better line. I'm just saying you said that the Lions are not physical. That's not true.
I don't. Yeah, no.
That's not true. But like they build their team off physicality, especially on offense. They run the ball. They're a running team. Let me ask you this: are the Ravens physical? They're a running team. Yeah. Any team that runs the ball is physical.
Just because you run the ball don't make you physical.
Like if your foundation is to run the ball, then you're physical.
I don't think Jalen Hurts is physical.
And that's fine, right? That's cool. I ain't mad at that, right? But this is what I'm saying. Detroit, that's not the game they want to get into. You know what I'm saying? That's not their formula. They trying to Goff is a timing route. He's a timing quarterback, right? He's not I can go off schedule type of guy. He's timing. So like, you know what I'm saying? You be physical with Jameson Williams and all them guys. Like it's gonna be a different game. We just gonna muddy the game. Watch what I say. We gonna muddy that game in the game, and it's gonna look different for Detroit.
No, I'm not here to pick a winner. Shit, I don't even know if both teams gonna make it to the NFC Championship game. So I give you that.
No,
I'm not here to do that. I'm just saying about physicality. I just think Detroit's physical. Like again, the coach came out and said, "Bro, we bite kneecaps when we started." And like the way they draft and the way they build their team up, especially on offense. Now defense, maybe not that physical because they don't have the guys that they're supposed to have. I'll give you that. But the offense, bro, they want to run the ball. So to me, that screams physicality. That screams that to me. So are they the most physical team? Are they more physical than the Eagles? I'm not here to debate that, but I'm just saying, are they a physical team to me? Absolutely. Like, yeah.
Okay, so this all I'm gonna say, right? So when this why I don't think they physical at all. When they played the Ravens last year, how physical was that? Because physicality travels. It doesn't disappear on the road. They got demolished. I didn't see nothing physical in that game from Detroit. That's what I'm saying. Like they not physical. Like you can have a physical play or two, but that don't make the whole team physical. Like they cool. Like I said, like they one of them run and shoot type of team, bro. Like,
hey, bro, I'm gonna just say this. We going back to last season. You got that. Hey, bro, listen. They weren't fit. Hold on. Talk about. They weren't 15-2 last year. So yeah, I'll give you that. Maybe they weren't physical last year. I'm saying
13-3.
What they weren't the number one seed in the conference. They weren't. Let me say it like this. I didn't think they were going to a Super Bowl like how I think they're going to a Super Bowl this year.
Okay, because they got better, right? But what is 2 wins? Like 2 wins don't change physics.
No, bro. You can't do that. How they got better is this. I'm about to tell you how they got better. In order to be successful, you must learn how to fail. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a bar. Take that down. In order to be successful, you must learn how to fail. They lost the NFC Championship game, brother. So that emboldened them to learn how to fail to be successful.
Who you get that from? that wasn't wasn't a quarter of the day last week.
I don't read those quotes in the days. I don't know what to say about those things. Like, no. Let me say this. I got that from my brother right here. He's 100% right. In order to be successful, you must learn how to fail. I got that from the great philosopher Tim himself, and I love my brother for that, bro. That's why I was like, nah, yeah. Hey, yo, listen. Bro, imitation is the best form of flattery. I steal from you. I love you. So, bro, all I'm saying is that they learned they had to lose, bro, in order to win. Let me say this. That's what Keith was talking about with the Ravens.
Yeah.
The Ravens got to learn they had to learn how to lose in order to learn how to win. Let's go back to the AFC Championship game, Keith. They ran the ball 9 times. The Ravens ran the ball 20 times in the first quarter in their last playoff game in the wild card game against the Steelers. So what did they learn? You know what, bro? Lamar cool. Lamar great. He can be whatever he wants. We gonna run this damn ball down their throat until they can't stop.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying though. Like, so versus Kansas City, that's what I'll be trying to tell people. Like, so you said you could bring when they ran 9 times versus Kansas City, right?
Yes.
But people don't get like when you score, Kansas City, if I'm not mistaken, they scored on the first 2 possessions. And I think the Ravens went out 3 and out like one of the first 2 possessions, right? You had a rookie coordinator. I just want y'all to paint this picture for everybody, right?
Okay.
You have a rookie quarterback and you already down 14 points, right?
Not a rookie quarterback, a rookie coordinator.
A coordinator, my fault. Good thing. A rookie coordinator. So to the average man, y'all not panicking, but like he trying to press the issue now because they're down. You know what I'm saying? They're down and they just went 3 and out. Like Henry didn't do nothing the first 2 possessions. And I gotta watch the game again. But I'm pretty sure they were stopping Henry early, right?
Yeah.
So as a coordinator,
you mean Gus Edwards? You talking about last year, Gus Edwards?
You talking about this year?
Last year.
Gus Edwards.
Yeah. I know you meant. Yeah.
Y'all know what I'm talking about.
No, I know. Let me just say, I just want the people to know.
Right.
Yeah. Because they gonna be like, Tim said Henry played.
Tim said Eric Ravens 2 years ago. He don't know what he talking about.
You don't know what he talking about. Yeah, but I appreciate that. But
Tim. Hey, folks, let me just say this. I'm sorry to cut you off, bro. Now shut the hell back. Tim knows exactly what he's talking about. Keith knows exactly what he's talking about. I'm just here so I don't get fired. Go ahead, fellas.
Yeah. So like as a coordinator, you watching like how to play. You know what I'm saying? How it works. Of course, they could have ran the ball more, but like the way the game was going in the first half, it kind of dictated like we needed points. You know what I'm saying? So like you kind of like I'm not saying he's a rookie, yo. This is first year doing this at a pro level. It's different when you at Georgia and you got the best team in the world. It's different.
I can't give you that. I can't. Tim, this one. Okay, go ahead.
Different because you have the best team in college. We know this.
You got the best team.
Ain't no debate.
None whatsoever.
Best players, you got the best everything at Georgia.
And Georgia didn't have Carson Beck, so you know Tim loved them. Tim loved them.
Not even that, but I'm just saying, you got the highest of the highest recruits in your building. You playing the guy that y'all ain't never beat. So I think he really kind of tried to like, and then Lamar and them all. Lamar, I think he get a little mental in the playoffs a little bit. That's just my opinion because he plays into the narrative like, I gotta beat y'all passing. I'm trying to prove y'all wrong because sometimes he don't take run lanes. He should take run lanes. So I think all that was a mix and why they didn't run the ball. Like people gonna say he supposed to run it. The game didn't dictate that early. Like you would have had to still like it's a patient grind, yo. It's a patient grind. Like I'm watching the Philly game yesterday, and I'm like, yo, throw the ball. But it's like they patient with it. You know what I'm saying? Like they seeing things that we're not really connecting on the couch. And
we just watching it. They coach and playing it. They understand it better.
You feel me? They understand like
they're there.
They're right. They're playing the game.
You know what I'm saying? We just ran Henry twice. He got 2 yards at 3rd and 8. We went 3 and out. All right, they got the ball. They score. All right. Let me try the little toss play. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not working early, so it's like it's hard to stay with something early and it's not working. And I get that. And the other team is moving the ball. You know what I'm saying? It's different if y'all both ain't doing nothing.
But this my only thing to you, bro. And I know comparing a football show is different than starting a show. But bro, me and Tim, you and I have the privilege of starting this show up together. There is no highly opinionated without you. I don't care what people say of me, whatever. Like you gotta know where your bread is buttered. No pun intended. No, I agree. And my point is that the Baltimore Ravens got down the AFC Championship game. You gotta stick true to who you are. You gotta stick true to. I get it, bro. I get it. But bro, it wasn't like they was down 28-0. They might have been down 10-0 or 14-0. That don't mean you stop running the ball. You play my bad. You play your game the way you're supposed to play your game. And bro, let me say this, Tim. I played basketball with you. We've been knowing each other for years. I know you, Tim, when I say this, and I can say this very confident about you. Hey, bro, you ain't gonna let no mofo change. I'm trying to be better on the curve. No mofo change you out your game. No. Bro, we was playing basketball one time. I'm trying to tell you jokes. You know what Tim Keith? You know what Tim said? Hey man, get that shit out of here. Get out of here. You ain't gonna make that shot. You suck. I'm like, damn, bro. I thought we was cool. I thought we was friends. You feel me? So I just know how. Like you can't change who you are, and I feel like the Ravens change who they are. And Keith, I'm gonna segue to you with this one. If they don't change who they are, I think your team has a very, very good chance of playing in the last game in New Orleans.
I agree, man. So I'm just excited to watch it. I'm excited to enjoy the playoff games, man. You know, just everything's good.
Good. This is my last point, but like you right, but like if I'm dictating, so some of the best coaches say like I want to just take what they do best away from me. So
absolutely, like, Bill Belichick. That's Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick. Yeah, right. So let's say the Bills put 8 in the box, right, and they stop in the run. You have to pass. Like
you gotta pass. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So like that's how the Chiefs game was kind of going. Like Henry could have got some more carries, but they even Chris Jones said it. He said, "Yo, our job is to keep Lamar in the pocket. We gonna win the game if Lamar stays in the pocket." So that's what they did. So that's what I'm saying. Like they could have ran the ball more, but Kansas City dictated what they was doing. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, just real quick, like I just like how Lamar and the Ravens had different like scheme runs, design runs in the Pittsburgh game. I think we needed more of that last year with Kansas City. I really think it's more so how you're scheming the offense more than anything else.
I agree. I rather them ran him more last year than run Gus Edwards in it because he would have been more effective. You know what absolutely. I'm saying? But y'all was screaming run the ball, but you know what I'm saying? But it's all right.
Hey man, look, no. Well, let me say my thing is that you run the. I don't give a damn who you run the ball. They could put me in there and run the ball. You got to run the ball more than 9 times if you're a rushing team. That's all I'm saying, bro.
Facts,
I get your point about they dictated the game, and they did dictate the game. You are 100% right. But Tim, I mean, me and you ain't never fight each other, but bro, if you hit me in my face, bro, I'm not gonna just stand there like, oh well, Tim hit me. Oh, I'm out. I'm done. I'm finished. I'm part of my language, bro. I'm gonna try to hit your ass back. So my point is that, like, and if I hit you, you ain't gonna just be like, well, that JD, bro, he came through with Highly Opinionated. That's a good fella right there. No, you're like, I'm gonna hit you back. So you can't change who you are. And I just feel like the Ravens in that game changed who they are. And I will give you credit, Keith. We obviously communicate. You were saying, man, listen, you like what you're saying from the Ravens this year. You see a different gleam. You see a different light in their eye. No pun intended. You see a different focus. You see a different level of focus to attention to detail, stuff like that. So again, I don't want to overreact to one game. Ladies and gentlemen, we've already made our Super Bowl picks before the season started. My AFC pick was terrible. I picked the Jets, so I was obviously wrong on that. But you said that. Yeah, bro, Keith, don't get mad at me, bro. I got a thing for senior citizen. Bro. Listen, I got a thing for senior citizen quarterback, bro. You ain't even got to bring it up. I'm done with that thing no more. It's like, bro, it's like when you go to rehab and they tell you take the pill off your arm. I'm done with them. I'm done with them old quarterbacks. I'm done with you. If you ain't 25 or younger, well, 30 or younger, I'm good. You can't do nothing for me. But Keith, brother, I want to thank you for giving us the time, giving us your time, giving us your thoughts, giving us your great football knowledge here on Highly Opinionated. You're more than welcome back anytime, brother. And we look forward to talking to you relatively very, very soon, my guy.
Yeah, and again, thank you for having me on here. I really appreciate that, and I look forward to continue watching the show grow, and I really like what I'm seeing.
Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Bro. We appreciate all the love, brother. You keep doing you, bro. You keep doing well and everything that you got going on. And like I said, any way Highly Opinionated can help you out in any way, bro, we here to help. Again, man, we want to thank Keith for coming on, brother. We're taking a quick break. You're watching Highly Opinionated. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, this episode of Highly Opinionated is sponsored by Wolves of War. In some of the episodes, you can see my co-host and Ross wearing a brand called Wolves of War. Wolves of War is our first sponsor, ladies and gentlemen, and we are so thankful to have those guys sponsoring Highly Opinionated. Thank you very much. The actual meaning of Wolves of War is that it represents having a strong path behind you through the battles of life. With the right people behind you, you can get through anything. You guys see the link for Wolves of War? Make sure you guys click on the link, shop, great apparels, t-shirts, sweatsuits, whatever you want, they have. Once again, Wolves of War. Make sure you guys go shop. Welcome back to Highly Opinionated, ladies and gentlemen. Wild Card Weekend is wrapped up, Tim. Let's do our Wild Card Weekend recap. Let's do these games all in order. Let's start with the first game. Tim, our Chargers didn't do too well, bro. They lost 32-12 to the Texans, the Houston Texans. The same Houston Texans team that Rex Ryan said was a bye week. The same Houston Texans team that you and I both had said is, however you want to look at it, regressing. Chargers, Justin Herbert, 14-32, 242 yards, 1 touchdown, 4 interceptions. He was sacked 4 times. J.K. Dobbins, 9 rushes, 26 yards. Gus Edwards, 7 rushes, 22 yards. Laird McConkey. That's a nice young lad we got. Nice young lad he is.
For sure.
9 catches, 197 yards, 1 touchdown. Laird McConkey is the only Chargers receiver that went over 20 yards. For the Texans side, C.J. Stroud, 22-33, 282 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Should have been more than 1 pick. Joe Mixon, 25 rushes, 106 yards, 1 touchdown. And Nico Collins, their star receiver, showed up and balled out. 7 catches, 122 yards, and a touchdown. I'll let you give your thoughts on this game, and then I'll give mine after. What was your thoughts on the Texans winning and advancing to the next round to play at Kansas City?
Man, same old Chargers, man. They that was the most disappointing game of the weekend for me, man, because
yes, it was.
Watching it, it was like the opportunities that were missed was huge. So y'all know I'm a Herbert fan. I'm going to be the first one to tell you, he did not play well at all. Part of that, it's no excuses, but part of that, we watched the defensive line for the Texans. Wasn't much time to throw the ball. And then when he did throw the ball, we could break down all 4 picks. The first one to the when he tried to throw the corner route, that was
Quentin Johnson.
The Quentin Johnson placement. It's a pick, but it wasn't a bad pick. You know what I'm saying? It was a pick, but it's like a punt essentially because they got the ball deep down in their field. So that wasn't bad.
Let me just say this before you go. When you say bad pick, you mean it wasn't a bad pick as far as him throwing the ball where he threw it at. But as far as actually a interception, would you say that was a bad pick or you wouldn't say that?
Yeah. It was one of them. It was like a 50-50 type of play. You know what I'm saying? So it was like.
Yeah, he was trying to give his guy a chance to go make a play.
Trying to give his guy a chance. The guy, Quentin, ain't make a play. Okay, that goes on the quarterback. I understand that. Okay. The second one was the one that was he threw high.
That was the one he threw too high to Laird McConkey, and he didn't step into that throw. That was on him.
That was on him. I blame him for that, right? But at that point, right, they was only down once they ran the pick back. They was down 26, right? 20-6.
20-6. Yeah, it's still a game. They still had an opportunity to come back in the game.
A lot of time left, right? So the next drive, they start the drive, get going. He throws a ball straight to Will Dissly's hands. It pops up, and it's another pick. So you know what I'm saying? He didn't play the best, right? But Will Dissly and them guys ain't really helped neither. I'm not making no excuses. Once again, I said Herbert played bad. That definitely ain't the standard. But he didn't get no help that game. You know what I'm saying? Dissly dropped 2 or 3 passes. Quentin Johnson dropped 2 or 3. I know y'all don't like Johnson anyway, so y'all gonna.
Yeah, they gonna say all he did was drop passes.
It just wasn't. It wasn't a good performance. Yeah, all he do. Okay, so. But he has played better this year if y'all look from last year.
No. He played better later in the season for sure, bro. Definitely right.
Yeah. So for me, watching the game, it was they just ain't it was the defense actually played pretty well most of the game. I think after a while, it just the levees broke. You know what I'm saying? The offense turning it over, y'all ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, for me, it was definitely a letdown. But I'm about to let you go. But I had a Ravens fan to say he was overrated, right? I said, okay.
Say who was overrated?
He said Herbert was overrated because he's always won the playoffs, right? I said, do you understand it took Lamar 7 seasons to win 2 playoff games? Was you saying he was overrated? Took him 7 seasons to win 2. So at least give him some more time. Like, it took him 7 seasons to win 2 playoff games. And he had we all know the Ravens formula. They had a great defense most of the time he was there, right? And they was number 1. They was top 5 in rushing. They always got good tight ends. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, we know they don't got dynamic receivers most of the time, but for them, that's their formula to win. So you can't say one person is overrated because he's 0-2. The first game, I say I don't think he played versus the Jazz. I think he played solid. He ain't like nothing up or nothing. That game was bad, right? So I said judge him going forward. You can't just go he's overrated because he's 0-2 in playoffs. It took your guys 7 seasons to win 2 playoff games. So why change?
So for me, I've done a 180 on Justin Herbert.
For sure.
But I try to look at things objectively. Like, let me say this. I like him more because of him having Harbaugh than just him by himself. Because him by himself, I just don't trust him by himself without the proper leadership that he can have with a good coach or a good to great coach in Jim Harbaugh. Before I get to Justin Herbert, let me just say this. I don't think Greg Roman called his best game. I don't think Jim Harbaugh called his best game. I think the best 2 coaches on the field, best 3 coaches on the field were the special teams coach, the defensive coordinator for the Texans, and Jesse Minter, the defensive coordinator for the Chargers. Because the Chargers defense kept them. They were up 6-0. They were trying to give the offense any chance to take advantage of the game, and they couldn't. So I will give some of this on the coaches. I will give some of this on the players. I don't know why the hell Will Dissly, maybe Hayden Hurst was inactive, but Hayden Hurst can catch those passes. I've seen him do that with the Baltimore Ravens, the Carolina Panthers, etc. He can make those catches that Will Dissly just couldn't make. He dropped the pass early in the game. That would have been a first down. So those come into fruition. Like, that should be shouted out before we start talking bad about one specific player. So I've done that. Now, Justin Herbert, I did a 180 on you, sir. I was critical of you. And now I realize, like, okay, you got a good coach, you got a good situation, you can make the best of that. Okay, fine. Tim, I'll give you that the last interception was not on him, to Will Dissly. Those other 3 interceptions, in my opinion, I give you a point about Johnson making a play, but Johnson wasn't going to make that play. The interception he threw to McConkey, you got to step into that throw. You got to step into it.
Yeah.
So, and then the other interception, just a bad throw. So for me, I just feel like I'm not gonna get in here and say Justin Herbert's overrated because I'm not gonna go back to that. I don't want to do that. I just feel like for me, Justin Herbert is a good quarterback. He has deficiencies. He has things he needs to work on, and he needs to work on those things. I don't want to compare him to Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, this guy, that guy, because I never thought he was that. Maybe you did, maybe others did. Rel came on this show and said Justin Herbert is better than Patrick Mahomes. He might have more arm talent than Patrick Mahomes, but he's not better than Patrick Mahomes because Patrick Mahomes ain't going to give a game away. Not like that, in that type of way. So for me, I don't want to compare him to nobody. Justin Herbert, you need to get better. I expect you to get better this offseason. And I think the Chargers need to do their part to make sure you're better by putting more weapons around you. A better tight end, a number 1 receiver, number 2 receiver, somebody like a Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen not going to stay in Chicago. Let Keenan Allen come back. He already got paid. Let's sign him back and let's rock out. Let's draft well. Harbaugh is familiar with these college kids because he's been coaching against them in recent times. So let's do that. But Justin Herbert did not play good. He's 0-2 in the playoffs, and he needs to be better in the playoffs. My last stat on him is this. He had 3 interceptions the whole year. He had 4 this game. Even if you take away the one he had with the guy hitting his hands. He had 3 interceptions the whole year. He had 3 interceptions in one game. Tim, you know this better than anybody. Your last performance can't be bad because that's all we're going to remember. So I'm not saying he's overrated. I never had him rated as highly as you had him rated. But I think he's a damn good quarterback. He just needs to get better. He needs a little bit of time. He needs a little bit of seasoning to get better. And I believe that he will. Next game we're going to go over is the shellacking down with the bank, Tim. The Baltimore Ravens beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 28-14. Russell Wilson, 20 of 29, 270 yards, 2 touchdown passes. George Pickens, 5 catches, 87 yards and a touchdown pass. The Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson, 16 of 21, 175 yards, 2 touchdowns passing. Derrick Henry, 26 rushes, 186 yards, 2 touchdown runs. Lamar Jackson added 81 yards on the ground. Ladies and gentlemen, you watch this game. By the way, let's give Amazon Prime their love. This game was shown on Amazon. So the great Al Michaels, Kurt Herbstreit, Kaylee Hartine, the great Amazon crew had their first game. It was great to see them out during a playoff game. Hopefully, over time, they'll get more playoff games to come. Now, back to the game. The Ravens dominated this game line of scrimmage. The Ravens ran the ball over 300 yards. You can't win a game on the road if you give up 300 yards rushing. Derrick Henry had his way. Lamar Jackson had his way. Sims, even the wide receiver, had 1 rush for 15 yards. They had their way. And this game was basically, to me, I like Mike Tomlin. I'm not saying he's a bad coach. I'm not saying the Steelers need to get rid of him. I think that's foolish. But this game was decided very, very early. Mike Tomlin had a chance to go for it on 4th and 1. He did not. In those type of situations, you have to be aggressive. You have to be hungry. You have to attack. Because the Steelers already are at a talent discrepancy already as it is. So for me, the Steelers played not to lose. The Ravens played to win. That's why they won. The Baltimore Ravens will move on and take on the Buffalo Bills Sunday.
Yeah, man. I think this wasn't a good Pittsburgh team, man. They overachieved this year. That's what this came down to. Most people had them either last in the division or third, and the fact that they even, made it this far is a testament to Tomlin and his coaching. But I think, man, one of their biggest problems, their defense wasn't the same. Like T.J. Watt and them, they ain't show up in the last couple of weeks. Like I ain't heard T.J. Watt name in about a month and a half. Like the defense just ain't. And it's not just the defense, but that's what they pride themselves on, run the ball and defense. But the defense hasn't been as good late in the season. Then offensively, they need new concepts. They need to modernize their whole concepts for offense because that just ain't gonna get it done no more. But shout out to the Ravens, man. They did what they were supposed to do at home.
Yes, they did. And just one more point about the defense, like you said, Tim, on the Steelers. They're 5 defensive best players, in my opinion. One really flashed off the screen. That was Cameron Haywood at certain points in time. Minka Fitzpatrick got stiff-armed into the ground. Joey Porter Jr. didn't have the best game. Like I said, I mentioned Cam Haywood. He played solid to good. Watt didn't play good. And I didn't hear Alex Highsmith name like that. So now you're talking about the 5 best defensive players that you have. We didn't hear anything from them. So not that much from those guys. And the Steelers are built as a defensive team. So defense got to play good. And I agree with you. They need, especially on that offense, they need new concepts. They need new players. Next game, the Buffalo Bills and the Denver Broncos. The Bills handled business at home 31-7. Behind a great performance by Josh Allen, 20 of 26, 272 yards, 2 touchdowns. Also got some great help on the ground by James Cook, 23 attempts, 120 yards and a touchdown. Curtis Samuel chipped in with 68 yards receiving and a touchdown. Shakur, 61 yards in receiving. This Buffalo Bills team hold serve at home. They win 31-7, and they have the marquee matchup of the weekend coming up. The Baltimore Ravens go to Buffalo.
Yeah, man, I think this is the best version of Josh Allen we've seen. Like, he's taking check downs now. He's not forcing throws. He's still dynamic, though, but he just it's not as forced. Like, sometimes you force a play. He doesn't force a play no more. Takes the check down. Like, it's the growth for the quarterback. Like, and like they used to say, it take about 3 to 4. It take 4 years for the quarterback, for the game to actually slow down, right? So I think, like, it's finally, like, okay, it's slow enough where it's though, and I'm not taking as many risks. Like, I still take risks, but not as many risks. So I think it's going to be hard to beat Buffalo, man. Like, the way he's playing, he's not giving the ball up. That was his biggest knock, is he'll turn the ball over. He hasn't been turning the ball over. James Cook cooking in the running game. The defense stopped the run the other day. So, man, shout out to Bills and Sean McDermott.
Absolutely. Bills got it done. They definitely held serve at home. Shout out to Bo Nix. I felt like he played a good first playoff game, 13 of 22, 144 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions, no fumbles. He was sacked twice. This Denver team, I think they overachieved. Shout out to Denver for making the playoffs. I don't think neither one of us picked them to make the playoffs before the season started. So they definitely overachieved. They definitely played well, and I think the future is bright. They get Russell Wilson's cap money off their books next season. So, well, this offseason coming up, and then so I think these guys will be able to make some moves and improve their roster. Congratulations to the Bills, and I agree with you. This is the best Josh Allen, and I cannot wait for the matchup to decide who is the true MVP of the league, Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen. You're going to love this outcome, bro. Next game we're going to go over is Tim's Philadelphia Eagles beat the Green Bay Packers 22-10. Ladies and gentlemen, this game was actually decided the first play of the game. Nixon, the kickoff returner for the Green Bay Packers, fumbled the ball after a hard hit by the Philadelphia Eagles. He fumbled the ball, and that basically set the tone for the game. The Eagles were physical. The Packers were not. Jordan Love, 20 of 33, 212 yards, 3 interceptions. That Jordan Love, that turnover machine, Jordan Love, he showed up again in the playoffs, and that definitely bit him. Josh Jacobs had 81 yards and a touchdown. He did have a fumble loss, but I felt Josh Jacobs was their best offensive player because all their receivers kept getting hurt. Watson couldn't play. It was another Romeo Dobbs got hit in the head. He got taken out the game. So
was it Wicks or Hicks?
I think Wicks got taken out the game as well, but I definitely know Dobbs got taken out the game. So hopefully those Green Bay players are healthy and can come back strong for next year. But congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles. They move on next week, and they will have a home game versus the Rams on Sunday.
Yeah, man, I think that, like you said, it started with the first play of the game, but like the physicality that the Eagles play with, it's going hard to contend with that because they just ferocious and dominant. Like from start to finish of that game, the defense played out of their mind, like getting pressure on Love, causing them to turn the ball over. Offensively, I know everybody going to say Hurts ain't look too well, blah, blah. But I think honestly, like with them, they play how like the game dictates. Like he ain't had to throw for 300. He ain't had to throw for 250. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't needed. Like they did what was needed. Of course, as fans, we wanted that game to be over at halftime. Me personally, I wanted that game to be over a little quicker. But you know what I'm saying? They might be saying this stuff for next week. You know what I'm saying? They might got some plays we ain't seen. Some things I start to think about, like, all right, maybe they a little vanilla this week because this is enough to beat them. Next week we might, you know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping that's the case. I do think Hurts is good enough to win you a Super Bowl and get you to the Super Bowl. So, and I think, honestly, like watching everybody play this week, I think the best unit is the Eagles defense. Out of everything I saw in the NFL this week, the best unit in football was the Eagles defense from what I've seen. That's no biasness. It's just how, like, watching the games and how they went. I think that's the best unit in football.
Yeah, I mean, make a value. That's not. I would have to think on that. But that's not a bad argument to make. Saquon Barkley, 119 yards rushing, 25 attempts. Jalen Hurts, 13 and 21, 131 yards, 2 touchdowns. Dallas Goedert got a touchdown. Amazing stiff arm he did to get to that touchdown on Valentine, the corner from the Green Bay Packers. And Jahan Dotson caught a touchdown pass early in the game, 11-yard catch. So, yeah, this Eagles team, if Jalen Hurts can get back in momentum and get back in rhythm, he was out for 21 days. So we expected Russ. We expected him not to be at his best. So this Eagles team can play well. I think we have a collision course in the NFC Championship game on what I think it'll be, and we can find out who's the best of the best, the creme de la creme. I really don't want to do the next game. So Tim, go ahead. The floor is yours, brother. What happened in that game on Sunday night?
So this was the best game of the weekend by far. I mean,
it was. Who said that?
Is a little upset because the Buccaneers ain't pull it out. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just lose a game. I'm not even gonna say they shouldn't, but I felt like, of course, so it was 2 plays that changed the game. Of course, Baker fumbling the hand or whatever he did.
And not an option, but the handoff to Jalen McMillan, that was on him.
Can't remember what happened. I just know the fumble. Yeah. So yeah, that play changed the game because Washington went on to score a touchdown. But this the play nobody talking about, right? So No one. I ain't seen nobody mention this yet. It was 3rd and 1. Tampa had the ball. And, you know what I'm saying? This one they settled for the field goal. It was 3rd and 1. The snap. It looked like the timing was off, right? So that caused you know what I'm saying? That caused the
penetration from the defensive line.
And they tackled Bucky Irvin for a loss of 2. That really changed the game because if the Bucks get that first down, I personally think they score a touchdown. That's just me. From what I've been watching the whole day, Washington, like they played pretty solid early, but like once Baker got that rhythm right before halftime when he drove him down, like I can't remember how many seconds, but it was quick because I turned my head like, dang, they down the field already. So I think, you know what I'm saying? And Baker, he didn't play bad. He just had that crucial turnover. I know people want to kill him for the crucial turnover. I know it's a big moment. So, but like I said, man, that was the game of the day, man. Like, even the kick was exciting, man. The game when the kick was exciting. I thought he missed it. I said, man, that's why I don't like kickers now, man. I heard that thing doink. I said, nah, man. So, man, great game, man. I mean, sometimes it don't go your way, but it was a great game.
Yeah. This really hurts me in so many ways, because I felt Tampa was the better team. I still think Tampa is the better team. But the Washington Commanders won the game. Before I shout out a few people, let me get the stats for the game. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, you can see on the screen, the Commanders beat the Buccaneers 23-20. Jaden Daniels, sensational, 24-35, 268 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had the 36 yards on the ground. Damani Brown was a star to show, the second receiver for them, along with Terry McLaurin. Both McLaurin and Brown had 89 yards and a touchdown catch. Brown had 5 catches. McLaurin had 10. Baker Mayfield, 15-18, 185 yards, 2 touchdowns. Bucky Irvin had 77 yards on the ground. Mike Evans is Mike Evans. I just think Mike Evans is the most underrated receiver in the league just because he plays in Tampa. People look at him a certain type of way. Mike Evans is going to get you 100 yards, get you 1,000 yards with everybody. He's going to ball out as much as he can. 92 yards and a touchdown. Like you said, as much as it pains for me to say, you're right. It was the game of the weekend. Every other game couldn't compare. So I lost a bet, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, you guys know I like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So shout out to my favorite uncle, Lee Ice. Commanders won. You got that. Shout out to you. Shout out to my man Brian B. Hill. Your Commanders, man, he had the chain on right after the game. He said the same thing you said. He was like, man, good game. Man, that was a good game, man. We on to the next round. Happy for him. And then my good, all these guys will eventually be on the show. And then my good man, James, I lost a bet to him as well. So James, Brian, Lee Ice, man, you guys celebrate. Congratulations on the Commanders winning and moving on to the next round. As far as Baker, I thought Baker played well. He had the one bad play. I thought the snap with the center was on Grant Barton. Grant Barton said that after the game, but one bad play can cost you a game. So I'm still riding with Baker. I thought Baker played well. He got the team going after he ran over Bobby Wagner to end the first half. So sad, like you said, great game. Somebody had to win, somebody had to lose. Congratulations to the Commanders. They are off to Detroit, and Tampa Bay's season is over. The last game we're going to go over is the Minnesota Vikings and the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams dominated the Vikings 27-9. Matthew Stafford was sensational. The Rams defense was sensational. Defensive line, they got after Sam Darnold, sacked Sam Darnold 9 times, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So this Rams team, they head to Philly next week. Matthew Stafford was 19-27, 209 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kyron Williams, 76 yards on the ground. Tyler Higbee, before he got hurt, had 58 yards receiving. Puka Nacua had 44. This Rams team they can play like this. They'll be a hard out next week for the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, again, they'll be playing somebody different than the Vikings, but this Rams team is, they definitely can present some problems in the next round.
Yeah, man. So this why coaches frustrated me, right? So the week before, right? The week before the Vikings played Detroit.
Yep.
So the blueprint was from that game, we gonna blitz, we gonna blitz, and we gonna play man, right? I didn't see not one adjustment from Minnesota. I didn't see one adjustment. I think they tried to throw 3 screens in the game, and the rush and the line was playing so bad. Even the screen, he didn't even have time to throw screen passes. Like, so like everybody's gonna kill Donald. I get it. I'm not, once again, unlike other fan bases, I keep it real. Donald did not play well, but he didn't play terrible neither. Like at one point in the game, right before halftime, I think so they had 9 sacks. 3 of them was his fault to me. The one he fumbled on, that was his fault, and it was 2 other ones. I felt like he held the ball too long. Like just throwing in the dirt. And I learned last night you could just flick the ball with your wrist, and that's a pass attempt. Do that. You know what I'm saying? Like you can, you know what I'm saying? I learned that last night. I never knew that was a pass attempt. So like 3 of them was his fault to me. Three of them that I watched, and the fumble was huge. Don't get me wrong. But other than that, he was at that point of the game, he was 11 to 13 for 106 yards. So to say he really like, you know what I'm saying? Like he didn't play terrible. The line ain't give him no help neither. Like he does have a problem holding the ball on. I knew that all year. Same problem I feel like Hurts has. They hold the ball too long. So once you hold the ball, like you just gotta practice that count in your head. Like that's something you can work on. That's fixable. But to sit here, all I'm hearing all day is, oh, Sam Darnold's not that guy. Like I feel like everybody watched that Vikings game for Sam Darnold to fail. Like I think I might have been the only one in America that wanted him to succeed. Like me and Vikings fans, we might have been the only ones that won. Maybe some of the Vikings fans probably ain't wanting to see because they got JJ. They might have wanted JJ anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it was one of them situations. I feel like if that was this what I said. If that was Lamar Jackson, I guarantee you they'd be blaming the O-line. It wouldn't have been Lamar. It wouldn't have been Lamar's fault. So that's all I'm saying. When they like you, the arguments get different. I'm telling you. Watch how the narrative change. If they like you, that's how this go. But like I said, shout out to the Rams. They dominated both lines of scrimmage. Flores, the blitz, nothing was getting there for them. So they lost the game. Like the Rams they looked more seasoned, more ready for the moment. And you kind of would expect that from a quarterback, a Super Bowl quarterback, a Super Bowl coach. Like they got more, you know what I'm saying? They more battle tested. So like I thought the Vikings would win based on what they had, but like the coaching, that's when to me that game came down to coaching and execution.
Yeah, I definitely think coaching and execution definitely got. I mean, that comes down in every game. You said Lamar Jackson. If Lamar Jackson got sacked 9 times, the team with the Ravens fans would be blaming the offensive line. That'll never happen because he'll never get sacked 9 times. I'm just giving. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm just giving you a fact. That'll never happen. But
I'll give you an example. Kansas City game, they blame the O-line.
What Kansas City game? Last year?
First game this year.
The first game this year?
Remember, John said it was the O-line fault. So
yeah, John did. No, I got you. So you saying the O-line is the reason why the Vikings are okay? Well, I think it's a combination of a lot of things. I think Aaron Glenn, the defensive coordinator for the Lions, like you said, put the blueprint out for Sam Darnold, which is not a very difficult blueprint to put out. This is where me and you differ on Sam Darnold. Do I think he's a good player? Do I think he should start? Yeah. But I was never into this rhyme about paying Sam Darnold $40, $50 million. I was never with that. If you're going to give him a Baker Mayfield deal, fine. I think Baker better, but I'm not really going to debate that.
I mean, I never said he was worth 40 or 50 million. I said Baker Mayfield type of contract. I never said. Yeah. So,
but I'm saying, but I'm not, when I say this, I'm not debating you on this. It's people that say he should get 40, 50 million. Okay. He's not worth that. And the Vikings shouldn't do that. That's what I'm saying. Now, the position that they're in now, it probably was a lot easier for the Vikings to be like, bro, we just going to let you go. We'll figure it out. Whatever. You going your way, I go on my way, fine. I thought that was going to happen anyway. But the offensive line didn't help. You get sacked 9 times. That's not all on the quarterback. Now, does he hold the ball too long? Hell yeah. Does he do stupid things? Hell yeah. They all do. From the best of the best to the worst of the worst. So the Vikings couldn't run the ball as effectively as they needed to. Jones only had 48 yards. Akers had 39. I'm not taking a shot at A.J. Brown, but Justin Jefferson against the Rams looked like how A.J. Brown looked against the Packers. Not interested, not into the game. Justin Jefferson had 58 yards. A.J. Brown, I think, had like 30-some or 40-some yards. So you got to find a way to get your weapons going. That's your main guy. Find a way to get them going. Let him touch the ball. Line him up in the backfield. Throw a quick screen to him. Let him do something. Get him touches and fields. The Rams did that with Kyron Williams. He runs the ball. They also throw him a pass. So, again, do I think Sam Darnold should be a starting quarterback? Yes. I said this on Club JG podcast when I went on with John. Speaking of John, Sam Darnold is a quarterback of a franchise. He's not a franchise quarterback. That's 2 different things. So he can be a quarterback of a franchise. Yes, that's fine. But you start talking about 40, 50 million, no, hell no. I never was buying that. And I'm not saying you said, but I was never buying that, none whatsoever. The Vikings need to improve their offensive line. Their defense didn't show up when they needed them the most, and their run game didn't show up. Sam Darnold needs complimentary football for him to win. He's not a star. He's not going to go win you a game by himself, especially not in the playoffs when he's going against another great Hall of Fame type player, like you said, a Hall of Fame type combination in Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay. So the Vikings need to help. Simple as that.
In your first playoff experience, you know what I'm saying? That's the first.
Exactly. That's it. And I think Sam won't get the credit. I'm glad you brought this up. That's his first playoff game. Most people don't win their first playoff game. I think Brady was probably the only one I can remember that like went on the streak to win his first. Roethlisberger. They went to the AFC Championship game. So again, you're not going to always win your first playoff game, and that happens. But he had a good year. Again, do I think he should be a starting quarterback in the NFL next year? Hell yeah. It's definitely teams that could use him. I just want him at the right price and the right budget for me and my team. That's all I was ever saying. I never wanted Sam Darnold to fail. That's not my thing. I know what he is. He's a nice guy. You feel me? Put him in the right situation, he's a good guy. But you expect him to be that guy, he ain't that guy. So for me, by himself, he needs complimentary pieces around him. Kind of like what Baker Mayfield had in Tampa Bay. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, running game, stuff like that. That's what he needs. So we're through recapping all the wild card games. As always, my brother, I'll let you start us off with our wild card takeaways.
So my first one, man. My co-host, that's my guy, man. But he lied to us for like most of this season, man. He told us Jim Harbaugh was the top 5 coach. I didn't see nothing top 5 on Saturday. No adjustments, no nothing. A top 5 coach makes some type of adjustment. Something.
They do make adjustments. Adjustments.
You know what I'm saying? Something. They couldn't even, I'm not even saying adjustment to win the game, but just show me something different where as though you went in there and was like, all right, let's try this. You ain't see no adjustments, man. Second, I think the Vikings missed the opportunity. I'm going to say they missed the opportunity because I feel like even though, so once I thought about this, I was like, you know what? A LA team had to win this week. And y'all know why. What's going on in LA. One of them teams had to give the morale back to the city. Not saying that played, but I just think the Rams, they more of a LA team than the other LA team. And you know what I'm saying? They more LA than Chargers. You know, They actually got a fan base. So like they rose to the occasion. But I still felt like the Vikings missed the opportunity because that game, I feel like that was a winnable game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even though they was fighting through all that, they had to trap. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was a winnable game. I feel like they missed the opportunity. Now, what they do next, I told y'all a couple weeks ago what I would do, but we'll see what they do next. I got to shout out the Commanders, man. First playoff win since 2005. Man, I looked that up. I said, dang, 2005. That was 19 years ago, brother. They ain't had a playoff win since 2005. Got to shout them guys out. Daniels looked like he could be one of them ones. My last one, man. So y'all going once I drop this one, y'all gonna get the reference once we drop the actual clip. It was an episode of Fresh Prince, right? He was hollering at a young lady, and his call line was hurt.
If you don't mind me asking, who is he? Will, you talking about the Fresh Prince?
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Will Smith, right? So his line was hurt me. Hurt me. Whoa. So this one for me is hurts me. Hurts. It's time, brother. It is time to shut up the naysayers. From this point on, I think you're going to have to be the focal point. I think these next 2 games, the objective is going to be take Saquon away. So these next 2 games is where you show them the levels. Those are my takeaways.
Your takeaways. I love them. I have a comeback for your first takeaway as my last takeaway. My first takeaway again. Hail to the Commanders. Big win, like you said, my brother. They ain't won a playoff game since 2005. Ladies and gentlemen, just a fun fact. We like to give you facts on this show. No, a lot of opinions, but we like to give you facts as well. The last time the Commanders won a playoff game, Joe Gibbs was the coach. Mark Brunell was the starting quarterback. That's a long time, ladies and gentlemen. That's a long time. Hail to the Commanders. My second takeaway, Eagles. If the Eagles are this physical, they're a handful. Eagles equals physicality. This physicality that I saw from the Philadelphia Eagles against Green Bay, they could beat anybody with that physicality. They already beat the Ravens early in the season at Baltimore. They haven't played Detroit yet. They already beat Washington. I'm trying to think of the teams that's left in the playoffs that they beat. They've already beat Washington, so they've already beaten teams that's left in the playoffs. They already beat the Rams, a team that they're facing this week. So this physicality with the Philadelphia Eagles, man, this physicality can take them a long way. My third takeaway, MVP showdown. Josh Allen versus Lamar Jackson. I cannot wait. The Ravens won their game. Josh Allen and the Bills won their game. We get that MVP showdown next week in the divisional round for the playoffs. Can't wait for that. My last takeaway is a topic bar to my great co-host. Because just like my co-host said that I lied, he lied. Because he told y'all before the season Justin Herbert was a top 3 quarterback. Top 3 quarterback don't throw 3 interceptions in no playoff game. You can't do that. So, all joking aside, Jim Harbaugh and Justin Herbert, they need to get in the lab together. They need to get in the lab together and become more united and more as one. And I think this Chargers team can finally stop chargering and finally make some moves in the playoffs and start being the team that Tim and I think that they can be. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Highly Opinionated. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, this episode of Highly Opinionated is sponsored by Wolves of War. In some of the episodes, you can see my co-host and Ross wearing a brand called Wolves of War. Wolves of War is our first sponsor, ladies and gentlemen, and we are so thankful to have those guys sponsoring Highly Opinionated. Thank you very much. The actual meaning of Wolves of War is that it represents having a strong path behind you through the battles of life. With the right people behind you, you can get through anything. You guys see the link for Wolves of War? Make sure you guys click on the link, shop, great apparels, t-shirts, sweatsuits, whatever you want, they have. Once again, Wolves of War. Make sure you guys go shop. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Highly Opinionated. Tim, it's about that time. The best weekend of the NFL season, divisional round, 4 games. You get to find out who's going to the conference championship. Let's get it started. As you guys see, you saw the graphic up. You have in the NFC, you have the Rams at the Eagles. You have the Commanders at the Lions. In the AFC, you have the Baltimore Ravens at the Buffalo Bills and the Houston Texans at the Kansas City Chiefs. So, Tim, let's start off in chronological order. Saturday at 4:30 on ESPN, ABC, Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, Lisa Salters, Laura Rutledge will be on the call. The Houston Texans, the number 4 seed Houston Texans, travel to Kansas City where they will face the Kansas City Chiefs, the number 1 seed Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are favored by 8.5. These teams matched up early in the season. The Chiefs won that matchup. Again, the Chiefs is favored 8.5. The over-under is 41.5. Who's going to the AFC Championship game, Tim?
Unfortunately, the Chiefs, man. What's the name? Texans, man. I just don't see it. The only way the Texans, for them to have a shot, right? The pass rush got to be the same that they just was. It got to be that effective. And then Stroud has to play Stroud ain't played good last week to the second half. Like it ain't going. The game might not be a game in the second half if you start like you did. So like they got to come out there. They got to bank them, yo. Like they got to be like you got to call them like, yo, we meeting up to fight a fair one, and then 8 of y'all hop out the car. That's how this game got to go for the Texans to win. This ain't a fair one. You know what I'm saying? This ain't a fair one. Yeah, y'all got to do something. I need to see trick plays. I need to fourth and anything other 4th and 3 or less. We going for it. We ain't think about it. We going for it. You know what I'm saying? Like we gotta pull out everything if you're telling me we're trying to win this game. Like yeah. So that's how I feel. But I think Kansas City will win it. I think they start off a little slow though, so that might give Texans a little bit life. They might keep us to watch the game for like 10 to 15 more minutes while the Chiefs figuring it out, but eventually, man, I think it might get ugly.
I before the season started, I had Kansas City. I said Kansas City would not make the AFC Championship game. And I thought that the Chargers would beat the Texans. I thought the Chargers would beat the Chiefs. And that would make me right for them not to go to the AFC Championship game. And in life, you have two options. You can either admit when you're wrong or you could be more stubborn. I'm choosing option 2. I'm taking the Texans. I picked the Chiefs not to go to the AFC Championship game. I'm riding with it. CJ Stroud, you played like ass last week in the first half. Yes, you did. You tried to get a game away to the Chargers, and you know you did. I need you to play like that guy that they say that you are. That's what I need you to do. Joe Mixon, I need you to be physical. Nico Collins, I need you to do what you need to do. Dalton Schultz, I need you to catch the ball. I saw that the Texans released Deontay Johnson. Deontay Johnson must be a head case. I ain't never seen somebody get cut during the playoffs. That's crazy. So, Mr. Hutchinson, the wide receiver, I need you to step up. I need you to do what you did last week. I'm getting the receiver stats now, Tim. Hutchinson, Mechie, Robert Woods, he a veteran. He played in the Super Bowl. You need to do what you need to do. So, listen. I ain't betting on the Texans, but I got to ride with them because I said the Chiefs ain't going to make the AFC Championship game. So, I'm taking the Texans in an upset. All joking aside, I do think the Texans do have an advantage, and this is their stock advantage. Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson Jr. against those two tackles for the Chiefs. If they can get pressure on them, they can definitely find a way to make the game even more close. And at that point, the Texans got a chance to win. So give me the Texans in an upset. The people in Baltimore and Buffalo, they love this. They're like, man, we about to get a home AFC Championship game. Whoever win that game. So I'm taking the Texans. You like the Chiefs. Tim's probably more right than I am, but we'll find out on Saturday who's right. Saturday at 8 o'clock on Fox. The great Kevin Burkhardt, Tom Brady, Aaron Andrews, Tom Rinaldi on the call. The Washington Commanders travel to Detroit to take on the Detroit Lions. The number 6 seed Washington Commanders travel to face the number 1 seed Detroit Lions. The over-under is at 9.5. The Lions are favored by 9.5. The over-under is 55.5. I'll start us off. I'm taking the Lions. I'm not bitter, people. I'm not bitter. I have to make a pick. I picked the Lions to go to the Super Bowl before the season started. I'm just trying to be Mr. Consistency and be consistent with my picks. I'm taking the Lions. I think the Lions have a little bit more firepower than what Tampa Bay had, and I think they can cause the Washington defense to be out of place and out of whack. So give me Detroit at home to get to the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, man, I've been going back and forth with this game just because, so Detroit likes to blitz a lot, right? So, that leaves you in man-to-man situation. But the only thing about that is if you're playing a lot of man-to-man versus a mobile quarterback, he can use his legs a lot because it's a lot of defenders with their head turn. So I'm actually curious to see, how much of a balance are they going to play coverage-wise? Are they going to give a little bit more zone this week? So there's more eyes on Daniels, if he tries to escape. Or are they going to just stick to their formula, play man and just, you know what I'm saying, see if we can create a mistake from Daniels. So I'm gonna go Detroit, but I think Washington covers.
Okay. We both like the Lions. I think Washington more likely than not to cover. I don't think Detroit will just ramrod them. I do think it's prevalent for Washington to start fast because this ain't Tampa. Detroit, they built a little differently. So I think Detroit is just as physical as almost any team in the league. I know you think the Eagles are, that's fine. But I think Detroit are definitely, and you can run on Washington. And Detroit definitely got the running. I don't know if Montgomery's coming back, but they got the running backs to run on Washington. So we both like Detroit. Should be a good game Saturday night on Fox. To start us off Sunday on NBC, the great Mike Tirico, Chris Collinsworth, Melissa Stark on the call. By the way, this is NBC's last game of the season. This is ESPN's last game of the season. Next week, the two games will be on Fox and CBS, respectively. But this NBC game Sunday at 3 o'clock, Rams at the Eagles. The Eagles are favored by 6. The over-under is 44.5. I mean, I would ask who you like, but, I kind of already know who you like. But I'll let the world find out who you like. Who's going to the NFC Championship game, Tim? The Rams, the Eagles, or the Eagles?
All right, so before I actually get a pick, right? So I'm gonna watch the previous Rams game. So if the Eagles, y'all need any notes or anything, just find a way to get in contact with me so I can show you. But from what I do remember from the last game, like they like to do a lot of rollout passes, quick passes in the flat. So the Eagles definitely got to cover that. We know about both receivers. Both receivers is good. But I feel like you be physical with them. You gotta get I was about to say Goff. You gotta get Stafford off the spot. Like he can move a little bit, but get him off that initial read, and we should be fine. I think they're gonna load the box to stop Barkley though, because last time he almost ran for 300 versus them. So I think that's gonna be a big emphasis for them, and I think that's gonna open up shots in the passing game, play action wise. So give me the Eagles, man. I think the Eagles win, and I think they cover.
Cover the 6 points.
Yeah.
Got you. I think we're on the collision course in the NFC. Two best teams in the NFC have been Detroit. I picked them to win that game. Second best team, well, the two best teams, Detroit, Philly, Detroit, however you want. I'm taking Philadelphia. I think Philadelphia finds a way to beat the Rams. I think Matthew Stafford and the Rams will give it all they got, but I just don't. I think the Eagles are a little bit more talented than the Rams, and I think playing outside the cold is a little bit different than playing in that dome. Now, think about all the teams that the Eagles have faced outside, which is the Packers and the Rams. You would think the Packers are used to it because they play in cold Green Bay, and they left the game in body bags. So I don't think the Rams are ready for this environment. I do think they'll play hard, but I think the physicality of the Eagles will wear them down. So give me the Philadelphia Eagles to go to the NFC Championship game.
One more thing. I'm going to predict the first play of the game for the Eagles, A.J. Brown on a slant.
Okay.
He will get the ball early and often, I'm telling you. That's just how this goes. That's how
he should. He should get the ball early and often. Witherspoon, the cornerback for the best cornerback for the Rams, he got a hamstring injury. So they should be trying to attack the matchup with A.J. Brown. Whoever's sticking A.J. Brown for the Rams, they should be trying to attack that all the time. All the time. And the last game, and the best game of the weekend, the Baltimore Ravens go on the road, and they travel to take on the Buffalo Bills. Currently, as we speak, the Baltimore Ravens are favored by 1.5. The over-unders at 51.5. This game is on CBS with the great Jim Nantz, Tony Romo, Tracy Wilson on the call. I did let you start the last time. However, I still have not made my mind up on this game, so I'm gonna actually let you. I'm gonna pass the buck to my teammate and let him tell me who he think will be playing the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship game.
So sort of like I feel about Notre Dame. I feel like about this Bills team. I think they on like it's their time, like their opportunity. Not saying they can't do it down the road, but I think like sometimes you got to take advantage of your moments, and I think this is their moment personally. Like I think the Ravens they playing good football, but I think like structurally wise, like I think like the adjustment for the Bills is they're gonna try to stop Derrick Henry. I don't know what the Pittsburgh game plan was when they was just trying to stop the running. They tried to stop Derrick Henry on his own read, but left no accountability for Lamar, so Lamar just kept running offside. I don't know who genius idea that was, but that didn't make sense to me at all. I think the Bills will have a better game plan for stopping his own read. And I think like they've been and they got a lot of players back. Like a lot of people don't mention that week 4 matchup, they was missing 7 defensive starters. We ain't talking about that though. You know what I'm saying? It was just the Ravens whooped on them. So like I think they felt they got a bad taste in their mouth from that 35-10 because I'm sure that's all they've been hearing about. You know what I'm saying? And I think Allen's going to show you why he's the most valuable player in the league. Like he's just going to everything. I think he's going to up everything. Like I think he's going to up everything. So I like the Bills. I think it's going to be a close game though. I don't see no blowout or nothing. I like the Bills to win by a field goal.
You like the Buffalo Bills? I'm dreading this pick because I really like both of these teams. I like the Bills fan base a little bit more than I like the Ravens fan base. They're not as attacking me as the Ravens fan base are. By the way, we got one of the best Ravens fans as our producer, Tim. Shout out to Ross. We love you, Ross. Shout out to that. Most Ravens fans are not as cordial and nice as Ross is. We'll just leave that between Tim. You know what I'm talking about. You know that very, very well. I'm dreading this pick, and I'm not trying to play back. I'm not trying to waffle. I'm really not. I've been thinking about this game since it could happen, and I feel like both teams can win the game, so I have to make it.
I agree.
Man, I'm gonna take the Buffalo Bills at home. And the only reason why I'm taking the Bills is because they're at home. I think the Ravens are a dynamic team. I think the Ravens' best chance to win this game is to run the ball with Derrick Henry, smash the ball down their throat, which I think that they can. I think they'll have some success with that. But I think Buffalo is due. And I think most people don't realize this with Buffalo. This is the round where they struggle with. They're only 0-1 in the AFC Championship game. They got blown out that year. That was when Kansas City beat them in the AFC Championship game, and then a fella by the name of Tom Brady beat Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. I just thought I should mention that. I heard some jackass say the Kansas City went 3 in a row, Patrick Mahomes to go. Okay, cool. We can talk about that another day, another time, another chance. Be that as it may. This is the round Buffalo struggles in. A couple years ago, that great playoff game at Kansas City, they lost in the divisional round. 2 years ago, they lost to Cincinnati in the snow at home in the divisional round. Last year, they lost to Kansas City at home in the divisional round. So for me, I think the Bills finally get a chance to get over the hump. Tim and I have been consistent, ladies and gentlemen. We think Josh Allen's the MVP, and I agree with Tim on this one. I think the MVP will be shown on Saturday night. Whoever wins, I think both guys can win it. We're not saying Lamar shouldn't win it. We just have to make a pick. Same way you do in the NBA, NFL. I mean, in NBA, Major League Baseball, National Hockey League. However, you have to pick a guy. I think Josh Allen will prove and will show he's the best. He's the MVP. And I'm taking Buffalo by the chinny chin of my chin hair. I got a lot of chin hair, but by the chinny chin of it, I'm taking the Bills in a close one at home. Ladies and gentlemen, we gave you guys our divisional round picks. We can't wait for you guys to watch the divisional round of the playoffs. Should be the best weekend of the NFL. Come back next week and you'll see how our picks stacked up. Before we get out of here, Tim, let's end the show like we always do with a little bit of basketball talk. As you can see, the college basketball schedule is up for this week. What games this week are you looking forward to? What games this week are you looking forward to?
Man, I like Texas. I guess so. Y'all want to see a pattern with my picks because I like Texas A&M a lot. Texas A&M versus Kentucky. I think that should be a really good game, really special game. I love Wade Taylor and Henry Coleman. In Kentucky, Kentucky always got somebody. They bring somebody back. That's one of the games I'm looking forward to. And the second one would be second one I would have to go with Illinois versus Michigan State on Sunday.
That's a big game. I like that. That was actually going to be I had that as my number one game. I picked 2 games. I picked 2 games just because I feel like we both think of basketball the same way. Yeah. That's a hell of a game pick. A battle in the Big Ten. The Big Ten is a very good conference. Not as good as the SEC or the Big 12, but they're a very good conference. And that should be a marquee game for the Big Ten on Sunday at 12 o'clock. For me, I'm going to go to Saturday, and I'm going to go to Saturday. I'm going to go to number 1 Auburn at number 23 Georgia. The game is Saturday at 1 o'clock. Like you guys have heard me say, in basketball, my compadre hates when I give the SEC credit in football. But in basketball, the SEC is loaded in basketball. Like I said, 16 teams. I watch college basketball on a nightly basis. I think 13, maybe even 14 can make the NCAA tournament from this conference. So I want to see Georgia at home against the number 1 team. That this win at home against Auburn could propel them could propel them not only now but further down the line in the SEC tournament, and if they make it to the NCAA tournament. So I feel like that's a big game. The second game I'll give a sneaky good game Thursday, 7 p.m. Number 18 Memphis at Temple. Temple always had good basketball, whether it's back to John Chaney. From John Chaney up until now, they've always had a solid to good basketball team, and I love what Penny Hardaway is doing with this Memphis team. So I think that's a very.
What was them guards back in that? Jameer Nelson and who? Who was the other?
Jameer Nelson and Delonte West.
There you go. Yeah.
They went to St. John's.
I just flashback when you said that.
So yeah. Temple had to go against St. John's in that conference back in the day with Jameer and Delonte West.
Sure.
So, but yeah, I like what we know what Temple represents in basketball. They're gonna be solid to good, and Penny Hardaway's got them boys in Memphis playing hard. Number 18 in the country. So shout out to them. One NBA note before we go. The Oklahoma City is the number 1 seed in the Western Conference. The number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference is the Cleveland Cavaliers. Quick question before we go. which one of those teams do you have more faith to make the finals? Number 1 seed currently in the East, the Cleveland Cavaliers, or the number 1 seed currently in the West, the Oklahoma City Thunder?
Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City? Why?
I just feel like Shea and them, they building off of what they did last year. I know Donovan got hurt last year in the playoff series with the Celtics, but I still don't think they would have beat the Celtics with him fully healthy the whole series. And I still think the Celtics are better than them. So I honestly think Oklahoma City is the best team in the West, right? So that's why.
I would agree with you. I agree with everything you said. I think OKC got a better chance as the number 1 seeds currently right now. OKC and Cleveland, number 1 seeds. I think OKC has a better chance to get into the finals. The emergence of obviously Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's my MVP currently as we speak. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll give out our NBA awards when the season's wrapping up. But Shai is my MVP, and I love the growth I'm seeing from Jalen Williams. I love that. And I love the bench that they had. Last year, they added Isaiah Hartenstein, and Alex Caruso. 2 grit and grind guys who are going to play tough, play their role. They know how to play. They've been in high-level basketball in the playoffs. Caruso with the Lakers, Hartenstein with the Knicks. So I like this Oklahoma City Thunder. The only trepidation I have for them, they're in that wild, wild west. That wild, wild west is crazy, man. So we shall see.
Before we go, man, I just found this interesting, right? So A.J. Brown was reading that book on the sideline, right?
Yes.
Check this out, though. From him reading that book, the author became the number 1 author on Amazon, and the sales went up. And I had to look at this twice. 53 million% sales went up. From him reading that book, reading that book, the sales went up for 53 million%. So I'm just going to plead to the NFL, hey, man, I got a clothing line. Somebody just throw one of my sweatsuits on. We got a sports show. Somebody just highly opinionated one time. We don't even need 53 million%. You know what I'm saying? Just 1 million% to do for us, you know?
We good. We will.
Just make it work out wild. That's all
we will take it and run. Hey, AJ Brown, turn on on that tab, on that little Surface Pro tab, and put on Highly Opinionated, bro. We talk good about you every week. My man think you the best receiver in the NFL. So come on, bro. Turn us on. Turn us on, bro. I mean, we both got the Eagles going to the NFC Championship game, bro. Turn us on. Turn us on. Hey, Jalen, keep not throwing him the ball, bro. He really might turn us on at that point because he gonna love Tim. Hey, man, Jalen, let that ball go, bro, and throw that man the ball. All seriousness. That's good. That author can't thank AJ Brown enough. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for watching episode 21 of the best sports show out, Highly Opinionated. For the best producer in the game, Ross. For the best co-host in the game, AJ Brown, Eagles fan, lover Tim. I'm merely Josh. We will see you guys next week. We out.
Appreciate y'all.
AJ Brown, put us on that goddamn tablet, bro. I'm serious, man. Damn. Like we need it.